Let the Eurovision Song Contest begin!
Welcome to yet another week of the Douze Points podcast.
Woo-hoo!
My name is Jack. Your name is Liz.
Woo-hoo!
You know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to dive in super quick to this one.
To Austria.
Because
oh my God.
Yes, like you said, it's Austria week on the podcast, and we're going to go back through every single entry Austria has ever sent to the Eurovision Song Contest.
Every single song?
Every single song.
Every single one.
But not in one sitting. We're going to split it up, so you will have a 1 hour episode at a time until we get to the end of the song.
Yeah.
Maybe if we're feeling generous, we might do 2 episodes a week if we've got time. Who knows?
Well, you're saying this like maybe like there could be a period where like we might look at the 80s and be like, yeah, nah, zero, nothing, move on.
Exactly.
5-minute episode.
The 80s,
bang.
you mean the best decade
The
in history
80s.
of Eurovision. The best hair decade of all time.
Oh, well, no one's going to argue that.
No. See, we're getting sidetracked already. All right, so we're going to talk about Austria from the beginning of, from their debut at the Eurovision Song Contest, which was at the second ever contest in 1957.
Ooh.
They have entered 52 times since then, 2 wins, one of which I remember very well. The other one I had to listen back to just this week.
Pretty impressive. You know what they hold the record for?
What do they hold the record for?
Longest gap in between wins.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
they went a very long time in between drinks of water.
I think it was 47 years between wins.
Something like that. I'm not
that.
good math.
They've also come last 7 times, so we will talk about those as well.
But the good thing is, on those years when they came last, it's good that they showed up because they've actually opted out. Is it
couple of
7
times.
times?
Is it 7 times?
I think it's 7 times.
One for every last place.
Yeah.
So here we go. So let's begin.
Can I say there were a couple of years maybe they should have opted out?
So they began their journey at Eurovision in 1957 with the very Austrian-sounding Bob Martin and his song "Wohin kleines Pony."
Is that the German for ride my pony?
No, it's the German for "Where to, little pony."
Oh, similar kind of vein.
I wasn't sure when I saw it. When I saw it was written like pony, I was like, "Oh, what the hell are you?"
Genuine Martin.
They came last. We finished in 10th place with this song. Now, this one starts off... Do you know what I noticed the very first minute of this song?
Yeah.
Was that it starts out like the Jaws theme, with the violins is like doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And I was like, oh, Jaws. Oh, there's going to be a shark biting me.
Oh, you know what? It's... basically, it is a man singing like German playfully. It's like, it's German... playfulness.
Yeah.
I think that's why they came last, because it just threw everybody. And like I was the same for like the first
friendly German.
No, it just like happened. Like Germany is not like a language where I'm like, oh yes, speak the whimsical language of Germany to me. Like, and he just starts straight away, just like like all like whimsical and happy. And I've got to admit, I was thrown. I was like, what's going on?
You're right. It's really whimsical, but he has such a deep voice as well. Is the first thing I was like, oh.
Hello.
I
don't know what's going on.
You're probably dead now, but
oh, a lot of them.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I was like, what's going on? But in a not in a non-happy way. Just
a like bewilderment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually kind of like this song. It's got some swing vibes going on.
Yeah.
It's like that 50s, 40s big band kind of style.
When I stopped looking at him.
Yeah,
and
it got better.
And once I sort of got past the fact that it was a playful German like song,
when you started imagining it was like Norway or something.
I relaxed. I eased into it. It was.
So for
you know what, I will note his suit doesn't fit, And I found
noticed
that so
too.
annoying.
I noticed that
Oh.
too. So I've given him a 7 for the song.
Mm-hmm.
Performance is a 5 because it's hard to judge performance back at the beginning because, they just stood there and sang a song.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be generous.
Oh, I judged their standing there.
Well, it's hard to
standing
put it
their
in
standards.
historical. Yeah, that's true. And I've given his fashion a 5 as well for a total of, I believe that's 17.
Oh, see, I did the same. I gave the fashion a 5. I gave the performance a 6. He just for trying to be playful.
Yeah.
I'm giving him points. I actually gave the song a 7 because I've got to admit, I love 50s music. It's so classy.
All right, so those were a 5, a 6, and a 7.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I know I love the 50s. It's classy. You put it on. You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of BioShock, the video game. If anyone's seen it, where you're under the sea,
Do you know what's so
shooting
funny?
people.
The frequency with which you managed to bring up BioShock on a Eurovision podcast is incredible.
Well, they're intertwined.
They are. They're
Weirdly.
irrevocably intertwined. All right, their second year was 1958, Eurovision 3. As it's like WrestleManias now. We're just going to start Eurovision 3, Eurovision X8 or something. It was Leanne Augustin with the song Die ganze Welt braucht Liebe.
See, that's how German should be pronounced.
The whole world needs love, yes.
Yes.
Did not finish last this time, finished a solid 5th. The first thing I noticed about this performance is, one, I absolutely love her dress. It's like...
Oh, the dress is stunning.
So beautiful. But
Yeah.
she's got her hands on her, on her thighs,
Yes!
like she wishes she had pockets.
Oh my God, when this performance started, I was looking at it and I'm like, oh my God, she only has one arm. What happened? And then I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be like a war injury. And then I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't notice. Don't look at it. Nobody mentioned the war. Oh my God.
That is the first rule of the Douze Points podcast, by the way, is don't mention the war.
Yeah.
That's literally rule number
Yeah,
one.
so I spent so much going, oh my God, I've looked at it and now I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable about it. Do you know what I mean?
Don't worry, she's probably dead.
I know, but then she moves her arms and you're like, oh, okay, it was just awkwardly placed.
She's just sticking them there, trying to fit him in. It was a bit distracting.
It was very distracting.
Intense is the intensity of her eyes, just staring into the camera.
I didn't get to her eyes. Oh my God, this woman is ripped.
Oh my God, I know.
She is so muscular. Her shoulders and arms. It is like Linda Hamilton T2 on steroids. She is so ripped. I was just I couldn't get her neck. You could crush a car. Just in between her neck and her shoulder
If she
blades.
just bends her chin down.
Then
It'll be like Thanos with the
just wipes out the whole band. Oh my, she cut wood in that thing. Just
Well, I mean, I love her dress.
Yeah.
I love her. But I didn't really care for the song all that much. So I've given the song a 4, the performance a 4, but the fashion for that dress I've given a solid 8. For a total of 16.
I gave the song a 5, performance a 5, and I'm going to give the fashion a 7 because that dress.
That dress, right?
Oh,
Oh, living for it.
oh my God. And the other thing is that I was watching it and I'm just as I'm there with my Coke and my giant bag of potato chips, I was just I should totally work out.
My chin needs to be able to do those things.
Just crush my enemies. Just come closer. Come closer to me.
All right, 1959 was Ferry Graf with the song De K und K Calypso aus Vienne, which means the K and K Calypso from Vienna.
You know how also you can tell he's singing a calypso fun song?
How can you tell he's singing a Calypso fun
By
song?
his cute little calypso tie.
I love this. So it finished 9th. It looks like I've written 19th, which I was like, there were not 19 countries at Eurovision in 1959.
Yeah.
It is really upbeat. The yodeling. Can we start on the yodeling?
I love a good yodeling. Yeah.
I love it,
Yeah.
right? There's yodeling, the dance moves, he's just got a little bit of a sway going on.
it's got a bit of
He's
sway.
making the most of the fact that this was the era of stand there with a microphone in front of you and sing your song.
And don't move. You know what was the other weird thing? You're in wrestling. You'll know who
I'm a
I'm talking
big fan of
about.
wrestling.
You'll be the one person. there were times from a distance, you know, he looks like John Cena to me.
John Cena.
Cena. How do you say it?
Cena.
Cena.
Yeah.
Okay. He looks like that dude.
I
In
have
the
to go
face.
back and look. I haven't
From a
really
distance.
noticed. From
Yeah.
a distance,
The
the
world
world
looks
this is not
like
a Bette
John Cena.
You turned down my request for a Bette Midler podcast. I actually really like this song. Like,
Do you know what? The thing that ruins this for me though is, again, his suit doesn't fit. It looks like he has just borrowed his fat uncle's suit. Like, you're going to Eurovision, you know, it's like they say in like the Casino Royale movie, there are suits and then there are suits.
yes.
This was the first kind. Just no.
Yeah.
No.
I'm. What did you think of the song itself?
I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
Neither here nor there.
yeah, like it was fun. You know, it wasn't profound.
But you're not gonna write home about it.
Well, I gave the song a 6.
Yep.
Performance a 6. And as much as I loved his tie, I would have given him good points for his fun little jazzy tie. But it was so ill-fitting, I had to give him a fashion score of 4.
Wow.
Yeah, because it, and I'm not just talking about it doesn't fit a little. Like, he could have put another, like, Austrian in the suit with him.
Yeah.
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 And they would have had room.
A lot of feelings about the suit. On
Yeah.
this one.
I'm not.
I didn't pay too much attention to the suit. I was really caught up on the yodeling. I've given the song a 7. Performance 8 because he made the most of that stage. And fashion a 5.
Yeah.
So that's a total of, I think, 20. And
Yeah.
maybe if I can do math.
And you know what? I think it is. I'm being a bit harsh because it's the 50s.
Exactly. What do you want from them? They just finished a war.
It's like I expect everyone to be like Mad Men, like perfect. Like, you know, they would like iron their pants for 3 days before they left the house.
When you said Mad Men, my brain went Mad Max.
No, that's coming up in the 70s. Yeah,
All right, so in 1960, they sent a man named Harry Winter with the song Du hast mich so fasziniert, which means you fascinate me so much. Do you like my German pronunciation?
it's very good, actually.
Thanks.
It's very good.
I did a Duolingo course very briefly.
Oh, there you go. Do you think they went with a guy called Harry Winter to offset the name
Which name?
of the song?
Oh, they
Because
put a
it's
pretty...
there's just so much. There's
and
like
then they went with the most generic name they could possibly
yeah,
think
because
of.
it's like the longest like German sentence. You can't put a very long
If you
sort
think
of
that's the
Austrian...
longest German sentence,
Yeah.
you've never met a German person. So this one's... I don't have much to say about this song.
No, same here.
I just wrote ballad.
See, I just wrote classy song.
Yeah.
I bet it was that 50s classy,
Yeah, I think you're right.
you
I
know,
think-
but it not. Yeah, like it didn't blow my mind, but I wasn't disgusted by
Yeah,
it.
you didn't want to, like, kill yourself after listening
Yeah,
to it.
like it was a good song. Like, you know, if it was playing, I would like dance romantically with Jason Momoa in a suit, and you know,
He'd be the second guy in that Austrian suit from last year. It would just be Ferry Gruff and Jason Momoa sharing a suit while you dance.
just you know doing a
Just
German
at the
calypso.
K&K Calypso.
You know, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I cannot wait for Aquaman 2, the deleted scenes.
Aquaman 2, the Calypso.
Oh my God. You imagine he
Theater.
just like breaks into the submarine and just is like, let's calypso,
Let's Calypso, baby.
Captain.
So,
And that's just him shaking his man titties.
This is how bland the 1960 entry was. We've gone back to 1959. I've given the song a 4. Neither here nor there on it. I really didn't mind it, but I didn't like it that much. I give the performance a 4 and fashion a 3.
Oh, see, I just went song 6, performance 6, fashion 6.
So that's a solid 18.
Yeah, I kind of just, you know, I'm like, oh, it's got that classy vibe.
Yeah.
Looking back. I like it.
Go with what you go with.
Yeah.
Moving on to 1961, and it is last placed Jimmy McCulis with Sehnsucht. Getting better at German all the time.
Clearly, as soon as I watched it, I was like, how much does that Austrian want to be a Greek man? And then I realized that's because he is Greek. Although, oh my God, born in Cape Town, South Africa.
Was he really?
How do you get born in Cape Town, South
By
Africa?
having 2 people give birth to a baby
As
in Cape
in,
Town?
like,
One
no,
person.
but like this is like in like 61. fun, like as a Greek, and then end up representing Austria at Eurovision.
Yeah.
And then dying in Greece.
He's dead?
He's dead.
Jimmy, no. Well,
Yeah.
do I have to add a few points to this one? Because Sehnsucht is the German word for longing. That's what it translates to apparently. The violins are a bit, a bit gets you in the mood every now and then. It's a bit, I'm feeling this. You're diving into me waters here, Jimmy.
Had you been drinking wine, possibly? At this stage? Did you add some
It's
champagne?
the only way I get through this show, Liz. It's the only way.
I can't blame you.
There's not too much happening here in this one. I didn't feel much about it. I haven't, like I've written here. No wonder it came last.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't grab me. I mean, it didn't offend me, but it didn't grab me. So I just gave it 5 across the board.
5 across the board. Yeah, I've gone song 3, performance 2, fashion 2.
Yeah.
So you've given, what, 15 out of 30? Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you know what? I think I'm going to say it every 5 minutes. I think the 50s are classy.
Yeah, it is actually 1961 at this point.
Shut up.
So
No, but it's clearly they were carrying on that sort of 50s vibe.
yes, that's like how musical eras, like the 90s music, didn't actually kind of start till like 93.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, it's that kind of, like, but I mean, it's like the 60s. Like,
On the
this
edge.
is not, like, Zeppelin did not perform
I know.
at Eurovision.
I've got to say, the change from the 50s to the 70s with Austria is one of like the most, whoa, hello, what happened here? Especially because they kind of, when they left, which we'll talk about in a second, they were all doing their classy black and white thing, and then they came back in colour and it was something else entirely.
All bets are off!
All right, so 1962 was Eleanor Schwartz with the song...
It's Schwartz.
Schwartz?
Have you not seen Spaceballs?
Well,
Use the
I
Schwartz.
thought Schwartz was
Use
like...
the Schwartz.
Yeah, I thought Schwartz had a T, so
I
I
just
went
wanted
Schwartz.
to mention Spaceballs.
Yeah, well, what else is new? Eleanor Schwartz with the song Nur in der Wiener Luft, which means only in the Vienna air. How beautiful is that?
Oh.
It came last with 0 points.
You know what? You say it's about the Vienna air. I say this song is about a woman, her giant dress, and her giant urn.
A giant urn? Did I miss something?
Yes, you need to go back and watch the performance. And oh my god, I think this was the beginning of like giant hair. Like she has her hair is so poofed up.
Oh my god.
Like it is
First
so
of all,
poofed.
that's my community's word. You're not allowed to say it.
But it's poofed.
Yeah, so the very first thing I noticed about this one was that dress. Oh my god, she looks like a drag queen.
Yeah.
But like in like the best way.
It's just, I don't know, it's just, and it's, what is it? Nur in
der Wiener Luft.
Yeah, it's just basically, that's what I put in my notes. It's just a woman in a giant dress with a giant urn singing about her giant wiener. So that does go with the drag queen.
Vienna means Viennese. Of Vienna.
Well, that
doesn't mean penis.
Not in my world.
Sorry,
in my
Austria.
world.
I thought this was very operatic, this one.
But that was like, yeah, at some stage, like she's just singing along and then she starts like,
oh yeah, she like tried to hit every note God created on this wide screen. She was like, and I was like, what? Oh, hello. Oh, she's seizing. She's seizing.
No, she was singing like there was somebody under that giant dress with her. That's why that dress was so giant. I don't know what was going on there, but it was something about a giant urn and a giant wiener. Like, because suddenly she's just like, I'm singing a song.
Yeah, she oh god, how do I come?
You know what? I've hit a few notes like that, and it's not been on.
Not for a while. But, how do I get back on track after that? Jesus Christ!
How did she get back on track? After
had a
that?
good time.
Points to her.
She was just really relaxed by the end of the
carried
song.
on. Yeah, it's just the last minute is just her and a cigarette, just like.
Yeah, she like shatters glass at the end of that song.
Yeah.
So I like it. I think I like the fashion more than I like the actual song. I think like the operatic bit and the dress and the hair really are more of this performance to me than the actual song itself.
Yeah.
So I've given the song 5, performance a 6, And although I feel like if she had someone under her dress, I should probably bump her up.
I would have given her so much more if some guy just crawled out.
And fashion a 7 for a total of 18.
Okay, I just gave 5 across the board.
Another 15 from you.
Because as much as I'm just like, oh my god, everything is like awful, but then I'm like, just for points for busting in some and just getting your hair
Kate
that
Miller
high.
Heidke kind of. Are we ever going to go an episode without singing Zero Gravity?
I don't want to.
I hope not. I don't want to know a world where we do that. All right.
Yeah.
1963 was Carmela Corrin with the
Oh
song
god, pronounce it.
Wir leicht geschieht ein Wunder. Maybe a miracle will happen. I was going to say it very differently until I heard her sing it, and then I was like, okay, cool, just write down what she's saying phonetically and you'll be fine.
You know, it's a sexy German tango.
Yeah, I like it. Starts off like a bit of a Bond song this time.
Well, she is like standing there in this like full length, like black sequin, super tight.
Yes.
Like
This is the first performance where it wasn't her standing in front of a mic. She just strolls across the stage.
Yeah, oh my God,
Love it.
it's like the first time I'd seen someone actually move. Like, admittedly, she just walks
What
5
about the
feet
calypso
towards the
sway?
camera.
I absolutely. It was a big change for me with this one. Dress goals first and foremost. What is it with the early Austrian women wearing the most fantastic dresses that I wish I owned right now?
It. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my god, slay. Slay is such a good word for it. What did you think about the song itself?
You know, like I said, again, it's that, just, you know, like classy. Like, it didn't make me want to, like, overthrow, like, the government. But I wasn't like, this is shit. Like,
is that a thing you look for in Eurovision songs?
All the time.
All the time, especially from Hungary.
Yeah, damn straight. I can just like to shut up. They stepped it up a notch, so I went for 6 across the board.
6 across the board, that would be what, 18?
That would be 18.
Yeah, I like the song. I think she's got some bedroom eyes, and it was the first time I heard the English from the Austrians, which we hear a bunch later on.
Yeah.
But this was the first time I heard it in English, and I was like, oh, have I spent so much time like watching Austrian Eurovision entries that I now speak German? It was just English. So given the song a 7, the performance a 6, and a fashion a 7 for a total of 20.
You know what? If you basically all the songs that have come at this stage, like if you put it all into like one compilation, I would very happily like play this if I was having like, you know, classy cocktail
like
party.
a cheese and wine night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
You know. Yeah.
1964. Little mister, I ain't going nowhere. You couldn't get me out with a bloody forklift if you tried.
It's 1964, 1965, and 1966. I don't think that has never been done before, and it's never been done since.
I think Corey Brocken, who was the winner of the second ever Eurovision, or third, she went like 4 times in a row. Liz Assia went like 3 times in a row right at the start.
This is the first time I've come across it.
Yeah,
and I was
very
like,
early Eurovision. You found a lot of artists going back and back and back.
Can I just say, I can see why.
So, the man who would not leave, Udo Jürgens, who passed away a few years ago. I think it was just after Conchita's win at Eurovision.
Oh, that was so good that he
in
got
fact,
to see
I think it was just before they hosted the next year.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Can I say, oh my god, like watching like these like 3 songs. Oh my god, I have got such a crush on Udo. I have developed such
man, right?
Oh my god. You know, it's like they always say, like, if you could time travel, like, you know, what would you do? What would you go back? Would you kill baby Hitler? Oh my god, no. You know what I would do? If I had a time machine.
I think I can tell what you're going to say.
The first thing I would do is I would go back and I would do Udo. I would do Udo so hard.
So Udo Jürgens did his first Eurovision was...
Oh, I would.
You would did. Udo Jürgens first entered 64 with the song Varum ne Varum, which means only why. That sounds a little literal to me. I'm sure it means something more logical if you translate it correctly. No recording of this performance actually exists.
Yeah, there's no like footage. Yeah.
Now, I just listened to the song and kind of went like a standard because I kind of based it on his other performances that were later on. I kind of went, well, he's probably doing the same thing. Plus, I kind of looked at some pictures. You looked at what he was wearing on the day.
Yeah.
You know, what his mum had made him for dinner the night before.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. You did some in-depth research.
Well, that's because I think at this stage I was actually stalking the now dead Udo.
So no recording of the 1964 contest seems to exist. I love this song.
Yeah.
He has a beautiful voice.
Oh.
It is a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Of his 3 entries, this is my favourite.
Really?
Of the 3 songs, and he won with one of them, which we'll get up to. But his first entry was actually my favourite. It has this, you know, the a cappella bit of I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston? Yeah. Chunks of it sound like that very first bit to me. Oh. And I think I love this. I love this song. What did you think about it?
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I think the problem was before, and I did a bad thing. I think the problem was, I know, I start from the scratch, but what I did actually do was I was like, oh, hang on, didn't they like win back in the 60s? So before I started going back and watching the whole thing, I did actually...
You cheated.
I did. I watched the song and I'm like, oh, so I think knowing what was coming, that... Do you know what I mean? But as sort of like, you can definitely see like the momentum building and he gets so much better.
That's the thing where I'm like, oh my God, they're just going to hand him a trophy so he'll stop showing up. Which did not work with Carola Häggkvist. So I've given the song an 8.
Yep.
Performance an 8.
Yep.
And the fashion a 5 for a total of 22. This is my highest rated song so far.
I just went 7s across the board.
777 is 21.
Yeah. Because I went for, obviously it's a song by itself. For the performance, I went with emotional content in the voice. And then, obviously I stalked him for his, I mean, let's face it, he's basically just wearing the same kind of suit. I think sitting at a piano.
I'm pretty sure he did the same thing every year.
All 3 years, just changed the song, but it was essentially the same performance.
Only just changed the song. So, 1965 was Udo Jürgens with the song Sag ihr ich lass sie grüßen, which means tell her I send my regards.
You know, whenever I hear like this song in my head, a part of my head, so I'd be listening to it, and my notes, I've just written down soft and sexy.
Oh, yes, honey.
In my mind, when I listen to song, part of my mind just starts singing to dream the impossible dream.
Side note, have a great recording of Ethel Merman doing that. It's wild and camp as hell. I'll show you later.
Excellent.
Yeah, so this one actually finished 2 places higher than his previous song. This one finished 4th.
Yeah.
You can tell the man is building. I wonder how he'll do the next year. We'll find out. Yeah, this is, so what I've written down is Austria clearly had a strategy here. Piano ballads.
No, like just tweaking it. Just tweak it.
Just tweak it within the rules and we'll change it all up.
I will say, I think because you can actually see in each year, he's that little bit older. Yeah. And gets like till he's the right level of sexy.
Calm down.
Well, no, because he was still
quarantine's getting to you.
64, you were like, oh, you know, you're still a bit too fluffy. You know, you're a bit
fresh.
too twinky. Yeah. He needed, you know, by my standards.
Twinky. I don't think that word existed when he was...
He was a bit too, like, fresh-faced.
Udo Jürgens, king of the twinks. Sorry.
In 1964 he was.
I like that he played his own piano, actually. I thought that was... I was like... So I'm learning piano right now, right? I'm learning it through an app. I can't take my eyes off the piano. Yeah. He's like looking at the camera or like sexually.
He's just so effortless, not a missed, like not even a...
Yeah. No,
like
not even
live at Eurovision.
Yeah. To me, the middle song, so his second of the 3 that he entered with, it's not as strong as his first one to me. So, I mean, it's kind of... I'm not sure how I feel. I don't know how to rank...
I think he's like his performance. I could see it like building and getting better. Yes. So I went 8 across the board.
Wow, 8 across the board. I've gone 6 across the board.
Oh, yeah.
So 8s and 6s.
Yeah, I'm very oh my God, I cannot believe how much of a crush I've developed on
Udo Jürgens.
Yeah. And so even after I sort of did it
so sorry he died.
Up to I know, oh my God. Up until like, you know, watching the later on, I've actually like gone out and I've been like watching all this like other stuff of him like back in the day. I have a video. Oh my God, hang on. Actually, no, you know what? You want to come down in the lift? I want to show you a video.
Yeah, let's get in the basement.
I want to show you a video.
Let's go.
I know.
Adieu, mon ami.
I know.
Mon chéri, should I say.
I'm going to be honest. I've got a bit of a tingle.
Oh, God. Oh, enough about you and your tingles.
I am, of course, referring to 1966 with Udo's Merci, Chérie.
Yes, in a surprise twist, if you haven't figured out, Udo Jürgens came back for a third time in 1966, and he won the Eurovision Song Contest.
Of course he won
for
with this.
Österreich, for Austria, with Merci Chérie. Thank you, darling.
Oh my God. Like I said, it was clearly Austria. They were just like, the key to victory is just repeat, repeat, repeat.
Rinse and repeat until they give up.
It's the same man, like, sitting at the same piano, you know, playing. It's the same style. They've been improving every year. And then even to start with, like, the beginning, it's Tim. Merci, merci, merci.
Literally, I've written down, it's your standard Udo performance, much like 64 and 65. Again, more points for playing the piano so well. Not looking at the keys.
While sexing it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's done really well. This isn't my favourite of his 3 entries. I actually prefer his first entry the most. I think it's just the way the cookie crumbles, babe.
Oh, you know what I've written down to this performance?
Oh, you haven't given it 3 10s, have you?
I have written, take me, Udo.
Oh, God.
Take me.
The weirdest thing, and this is what I said to you when we got in the elevator a minute ago.
Yeah.
Is that you are the girl of BDSM Hattori and Lordy trying to get railed by a now dead 60s pop star who is not your type because he's never been to prison.
I don't look exclusively for men that have been in prison. I'm just saying, if you've been in prison, it's not necessarily a problem.
It's depending on the crime. Piano without
Disclaimer,
looking.
depending on the crime. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I felt like a little bit... This is not a reflection on the song.
Yeah.
But I felt like he had a good song, and at the same time, Eurovision were like, thanks for coming 3 times. Here's your trophy. Can you send anyone else?
No. I reckon the song is just, it is an amazing song. His performance, he has worked it to a fine T. He is smoldering. He hits every note, every key on that piano. He is playing it like he is paying my panties. And that is why I give you Udo 10, 10, 10.
Wow, that's very generous. That's the second time you've given out perfect points.
I never thought I would ever fall in love so much with a song from the 60s at Eurovision. This is now one of my all-time favorites.
Wow, see, good thing we went back in time and had a look.
Yeah. And you know the weird thing is, the more that I listen to it, the more I fall in love with it.
Each and every time, like Rosalie, that's like the first time I heard Euphoria, I was like, and then the second time I heard Euphoria, I was like, ooh. And then like every time I've heard Euphoria since, I've been like,
oh, a whole different, yeah.
Well,
and you know me, I don't like romantic love. I think it's a lie, and it's disgusting, and it disgusts me, and I don't like love.
Yeah.
So this song is, and the subject is normally not me at all, but oh my God.
Udo. I've given it straight 6s. It doesn't connect. I think it's just me. I just don't connect with this one particularly well. I like his other one as a song more.
Is that because you don't have any love in your heart?
I have no love in my heart.
You have no love in your heart.
But it was all that mattered at the end of the day is that he took home victory for Austria. Congratulations, Udo, wherever you are, up or
done,
down,
Austria.
Who knows?
I'd go up and down.
So moving on to 1967, Peter
I will
Horton.
never move on.
You've got to move on. 1967, Peter Horton with Warum es 100.000 Sterne gibt. I can't read my own handwriting. Warum es 100.000 Sterne gibt, which came 14th. It translates to why there are 100,000 stars.
You know why this didn't do well? And I think this applies not just to you, Austria, but to everyone around the world, okay? Make it easy. Make it so it can roll off the tongue, so people can send each other a text message. Nobody's sitting around sending a text going, oh my God, did you love Warum es 100.000 gibt? Some people don't have enough,
Spit.
Text. I can't say it in public. I'd spit. Like, do you know what I mean? You don't have enough characters on your phone.
Yeah. You don't have the data to text on. Yeah, this one, he's got a lovely voice, actually. I thought he had a lovely voice, but I found it to be a bit of a standard ballad. Solid head of hair. That's what I noticed about this guy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Look, I don't know what he's saying. Like when I first listened to it.
Why there are 100,000 stars.
I went and looked up like the lyrics later. And I'm torn because afterwards I was like, oh, okay, I really appreciate what you're trying to say with, it's an equality message, rich and the poor, we're all the same.
We're all in this together.
But if you listen, like the lyrics are, why are there 100,000 stars at night in the deep blue sky? That's not night. If the sky is blue.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, and before I figured out what the lyrics were, just watching his performance, I was like, I don't know what you're saying, but I feel like I'm being condescended to. I'm not a fan of his performance. I found it
all right.
off-putting.
What did you score it?
I gave it a song. I gave it a 5.
Yep.
Once I found out the lyrics, I gave it a point for having meaning.
Okay, good.
I gave the performance a 3, and I gave the fashion a 4.
So that's a 12.
Yeah, I was not a fan of this one.
I've given straightforward, so I've also given a 12.
Yeah.
A total of 24 points on
I don't know how you back up Udo. Like when you've won, you never win the next year. So you're like, we'll just throw in some filth.
We'll just fill her in until we are.
Like I owe
until we can afford it again.
Yeah, I owe a favour to my cousin. Yeah. So I'll let him sing at Eurovision and be like debt paid. Yeah.
Hey, 1968. Carol Gott. With the song Tausend Fenster, Thousands of Windows. Do you know who wrote this song?
Who?
Udo Jürgens.
What?
He's back again. Yes, he did write this song.
So he did, not in a row.
Finished 13th. No, because of Peter Horn.
Yeah.
Peter Horton.
Peter Horton. Oh, hello. You know what? If Udo had sung it, it would have been another victory.
Yeah,
would have been another victory.
This is my lowest rated song of the entire thing. I found it generic as hell. I found it bland. I couldn't connect to it. It does sound
like... It's an
like...
excellent last note.
Yeah, oh my God. The last note is like, oh, hello. I've awakened my soul.
Yeah, if there was more of that, if the rest of the song was like that last note...
Yeah, you can see Udo's standard fingerprints all over this one. Like, you can see that it's one of his songs. Maybe the magic in Udo's songs is Udo performing them.
Yeah, it's a lot of Udo, because that man's a sex machine.
Oh, God, this is awful. So I've given this one a 3 for the song, a 2 for the performance, and a 3 for the fashion.
Did you notice when I watched this song, I don't know if it was just me, but I swear one of the lyrics very early on, and that distracted me, was the lyric is, I licked a man. Is that the actual lyric? Can we confirm that?
Was it in German?
No, it was like German, and just in the middle. No, it was in English. I licked a man, and I was like, "What? Hello?"
I don't. That's not something I want to.
I licked a man.
I don't want to look it up for you. I don't want to know.
What's nothing wrong with licking men?
Oh, if anyone knows that, that's me. I know, it's fine. It's totally okay.
Just wash them first. That's all I'm saying. I have caught so many throat infections from strippers.
That's how COVID happened.
Yeah.
What score have you given it?
I gave the song a 6, performance 7, fashion a 6. Yeah, with the performance, I've given extra points just for that last note.
So for a total of 19.
Yeah, that last note was just stellar.
Wow, you've been a lot kinder to this song than I have.
You're not a fan?
All right, now 1969. Austria withdrew from the Eurovision Song Contest because they weren't happy that it was being hosted in General Franco's dictatorship of Spain. And they were like, oh, we don't want to sign on for that. Which is ironic because the previous year, Spain had won by a single point and Austria had given the song 2 points. So, honestly, it's your own fault, Austria. Interesting.
Yeah, you can't light the barbecue and then be like, why are my potatoes burning?
Exactly. That's such a good analogy for it. Weird, but a good one. They also didn't come back for 1970 because they withdrew because of the tie in 1969. They went, well, this system is stupid. Everyone kind of agrees that it's a bit of a stupid system to have 4 countries win Eurovision at the same time. So...
But, what do you do in that circumstance? Like, do you make them wrestle?
Oh my god, they totally should. I'm so for it.
Like Thunderdome.
Oh my god, Sandy
Sandy
Shore off the Lulu off the top rope with an elbow. Boom! Moons. Oh my god.
There's your ratings winner right there.
Yeah, I know. So the idea after that tie, they said whoever got the most 12s or the most 10s or the country that got the most points from the most other countries is the new rule. But either way, Austria weren't there in 1970.
Couldn't they have just like passed like a memo around? Like, did you need to like withdraw from the whole
Yeah, I know,
contest
right?
to make that point? Like,
Just
it's a bit overkill.
a sternly worded letter.
You know, it's like, oh my god, Karen forgot to put an extra like tea, sugar in my cup of tea. That's it.
I resign. I'm out.
I'm out.
They returned in 1971 with Marianne Ment and the song Music in Colour.
What?
That's the magical part.
Oh my god! With the
It's a big genre shift for me, this one.
and I've got to admit, when I just saw music in my head, I just started thinking of the Madonna song. Music
makes the people. This one's got a lot of trumpets. I really like the trumpets. in
Super
this one.
dramatic musical style.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, very. But after that, just didn't move me.
Not really. I liked her dress coat. Kind of like half a coat, half a dress.
Yeah, I
didn't mind it.
I was not a fan of this. I was like, I don't know.
If
Song.
Udo had sung it, you would have loved it.
Well, okay. Song 5, performance 4, fashion 3. I was not a fan of the
I
fashion
did
at
song
all.
5, performance 4, fashion 7.
Ew.
So that is a 12 from you and a 16 from me.
Yeah.
Now moving on to 1972. 1972. I don't know why I said it like that. It was the Milestones with Falter im Wind, or Butterfly in the Wind.
Oh, okay. That in my mind, that has a different meaning. It was just in my mind. I was just like, oh, fart in the wind, fart in the wind.
Oh god. Bloody hippies, right?
Yeah, it's very that sort of folk music that was popular in that sort
very
of time.
almost Woodstocky
Yeah.
at some level.
You sort of look at it and you're like, wow, this is really 1972.
Exactly,
Like,
right? It's very like flute-tastic.
Yeah.
That's what I've written down.
One of the singers, again from a distance, he looks like to me Kevin Kline, the actor from like A Fish Called Wanda.
I know Kevin Kline. I don't remember the guy on stage, so I'd have
If
to
you
go back
saw
and
it, you
look.
go back, you'd be like, oh, that's clearly like
I'd be
his
like,
uncle.
oh, there's Kevin Kline.
Yeah.
I like that they say schmetterling. Schmetterling. Schmetterling.
Schmetterling.
It means butterfly.
Oh,
Schmetterling.
kiss me on my schmetterling.
Oh, the fashion is unforgivable in this song. I actually don't hate it.
Yeah.
Like the song, I don't hate the song.
Yeah, I don't mind the
I
song.
was like, this is cute. I like your flute dependency.
Yeah.
Like, it's cute as.
Oh, I actually like give her like points for like playing the flute like
Yeah,
live.
I know.
And
Do you think she was playing the flute?
yeah,
You
she
sure?
totally was. But just everything else, I was just like,
Yeah. I've given the song a 6, the performance a 6, and fashion a 3 for a total of 15.
I gave the song a 7, the performance a 5, the fashion the 4. Now, this is the one. I'm not actually convinced that the third person on stage was actually a part of the band and meant to be there. Because there's some random guy in this like super tight green pants and like a yellow skivvy just like with a guitar. Sort of looks like someone who was
Just-
going to kidnap them and put them in his like weird sex dungeon.
And take them to Woodstock.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It just really looked like he just like came up on stage and everyone was like just
It's
too
like,
polite to like,
all right,
just play as security moved in. Because they didn't do like close-ups of him like they did with the others, and I'm like, is he meant to be on
Is
the
he?
stage?
Has he just wandered on?
Just
Do they know he's there?
so he's like, I've got a month to live. Bugger it! I want to perform at Eurovision. Oh, no.
You know, medical marijuana will help with that one. Not even medical. 1973, however, after 2 interesting years. By the way, they did finish 5th with that follow.
I'm surprised, but I guess it was 72. That was the thing.
That was the style at the
Yeah.
time, as was the style then. From 73 to 75, Austria withdrew again from the contest. Not sure why. This one didn't have like a we're fighting dictatorships or
Yeah.
like
Just like,
we hate the system. This was like,
I've already put my sweatpants on. I've
Yeah.
taken my bra off.
I'm going to be wearing it for the next 3 years.
Yeah,
so
I don't want to come out again.
I'll
yeah,
see you in
Oh,
1970.
it's rainy, Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, just put the kids to bed.
I don't want to go to Belgium.
Yeah, like my passport's run out.
My kitchen's untidy.
Yeah,
my cat.
Yeah, I was gonna like wash my hair.
Yeah, for the next 3 years. But in 1976, they did return with Waterloo and Robinson and the song My Little World.
Oh my God, can I say you know you were in for something special from the second that they literally skip onto the stage.
Yep. Oh my God, so I have been waiting all night to get your thoughts on this song.
Oh my God, it is psychopathically hypnotic.
I love it.
Oh my God.
I just love My Little World. So funky. In English, so that I think that biases me a little bit because I can understand and connect to it a little more.
There is so much going on at the same time that you just like. The taller of the dudes is in like triple denim.
Oh my God, that
like,
blue
denim pants, jacket,
suit.
vest.
Oh, he looks like he's at my father's 70s wedding. Seriously.
Oh my God, not just that, his pants. Okay, his pants are so tight. They make David Bowie in Labyrinth look like an amateur. You were just like...
They make you think twice about Udo Jürgens, am I right?
No, they've clearly got Udo's statue down there for good luck. Instead of it came on and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not Hello Sailor.
But that's not to discredit the other guy on stage.
It just makes it spectacular.
Who is a pirate with a porn stash. That's exactly how I see this.
Yes!
Pirate with a porn stash, right?
Yes!
The outfits are awful. The dancing,
oh my God, so bad. It's
so
brilliant.
much pointing at things, so much swaying.
I had to be dying.
I adore
you know what
it.
The other thing is, it's so psychotic because like you feel like you're on like a permanent loop.
Yeah.
And for those, all I can think is, if for anyone out there who's watched the TV series The Walking Dead, okay, Daryl Dixon gets, kidnapped by Negan, the absolute bad guy.
Yep.
And part of his torture is he locks him in like an enclosed dark cell and plays the same like loopy happy song, just repeat 24/7 to send him like insane.
Yeah.
This song would be perfect for that. If I ever, in the post-apocalyptic world, we've got to send someone crazy, we're going to lock them in a room and just play this on loop.
Wow, but I want to be in the room when they're playing this on loop.
You can stand outside.
Okay, good. I'll just stand at the door, standing guard, just clapping along.
Just pointing.
Just
in the room, just pointing
I
at
just
things.
love my little trap room, my basement dungeon. I've given the song a 7, I've given the performance a 7, and I've given the fashion a 7.
Ooh.
21 across the board for this one.
I just gave it an 8 across the board. I am so in love with this. You know what? Because I do remember having seen this performance before. And before I saw I was convinced this was going to be like my favorite Austrian song
from at least the first section of
from this going.
I don't think
forward.
you can actually top your number one at this point unless you start giving it
Schmutzy.
11 points.
Cherie.
Now we need to go to 1977 Schmetterlinge with
Boom,
Boom
Boomerang. Why are we getting dragged into this?
I know. What did we do wrong? How horrifying is this performance? When they
Describe it.
If you haven't seen this, it's the female singer in a peach dress, and she walks around with her regular backup singers. They're just standing there until she points at them, and all 4 of them spin around to reveal a second face on the back of their heads,
paper mache,
and a different coloured tuxedo on their backs to make it look like there's 4 whole new people standing there. It is the most nightmare-inducing, horrifying performance I've ever seen at Eurovision. I hate it.
Yeah,
I absolutely hate it. I hate it. I can't look at it.
I have a bit of a backstory on this song and this performance.
Me.
Apparently, apparently this song was a protest song.
I've heard this. It was the first song to send up Eurovision at
Yes,
Eurovision.
because the artists, the folky, protesty artists,
Schmetterlinge.
apparently didn't want to, were not that keen at going at Eurovision and with presenting a certain kind of song, but basically they were given, sort of a, look, if you want us to support the music that you do want to make, and for us, the record company to put in for it, you have to do a little something for us, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. You've got to do this kind of song at Eurovision.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to do. If you want us to
Yeah.
give something for you, you've got to. So they were not happy about
They didn't
that,
like
apparently.
being there. Yeah.
So they wanted to do a bit of a protest, and it was the lyrics. They have music is love for you and me. Music is money for the record company.
And then a bunch of Australian buzzwords.
Well, you know what I was thinking? Because this song came out in 1977, and all I can think is they're clearly trying to have a stab at ABBA. Because ABBA in 1975 released their Bang a Boomerang song, which was, of course, was a huge
And
hit.
bang and boom a boomerang. Yeah.
And you know what it's like? Whenever you're like super successful, no one could compete with ABBA at the time. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Are they having a go?
And I'm like, you were with the wrong crowd to try and diss ABBA.
Oh God, you know what?
Yeah,
I hate this song.
yeah,
I hate this performance.
yeah.
But it was a hell of a performance.
Yeah.
I've given the performance an 8.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
That's commitment. That's how memorable this is to me.
But like horrifyingly.
Yeah. But like, oh, I'm going to remember that in my nightmares. I've given the song a 2 and the fashion a 0 for a total of 10.
Oh my God.
What have you given it?
Well, I gave the song a 4, a performance 3, and the fashion a 1.
Wow, you actually gave them less points than I did.
Yeah. Because you know me, I love a good protest, but I'm kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm that worked up about what you're protesting
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
Like, oh my God, this business is trying to make money. That's literally what a business.
That's the point of a business, right?
And it's like, they're insisting that we have to play a song that people will want to listen to at Eurovision.
we have to do a good song for a song contest.
Yeah.
Now, 1978 was Springtime with Mrs. Caroline Robinson, which is about a woman, quote, who has sex appeal now she doesn't use her broomstick. Literally, that's what the Wikipedia page says.
I was going to say that too. I found that on there as well. I was
Right?
like, what? Because I was like, who the hell is Carolyn Robinson? So I had to
She's a woman who's found her sex appeal now that she doesn't have her broomstick.
Oh.
The 70s were weird in Austria.
Oh my God.
That's kind of what I took from it. There's not much to say about this song. It's fairly Simon and Garfunkel.
The titular Carolyn Robinson, the finger waggle, top witch of the town, who has considerable sex appeal now that she doesn't use her broomstick.
Sexism, misogyny every day.
Mrs. Carolyn Robinson, come and show me your home sweet home. Dude, she's married. It's in the title, Mrs. Robinson. And you know what? Just because a woman has her light on doesn't mean she has to show it to you. I don't care how much you want to look to it. It's her choice. She already made her choice, and it's not you.
I've given the song a 4, performance a 3, and the fashion a 4 for an 11.
Can I say also, looking at this performance, how much do those 3 guys wish they were Greek?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And they're like 3 white suits. Oh my God, the song, 0.
Yep.
Because that's some sexist, misogynistic bullshit.
Drop some Julia Gillard in there.
Performance, 0.
Ooh.
Fashion, 1, only because it's kind of Greek.
Well, that is a low-ranking 12 out of 60 for them. And to finish tonight off, 1979, Christina Simon with Heute in Jerusalem. Today in Jerusalem finished last. This one's it's supposed to be a ballad about peace in Jerusalem and Israel, Palestine, the Arab League, all of that kind of thing that was happening at the time.
What I took from it is from a distance, she looks like Celine Dion.
She does, right? That's what I thought as well.
I was like, oh my God, was Celine in it another time and didn't win?
Yeah.
Like, what?
No, Celine Dion is undefeated at Eurovision.
Yeah.
This one, it's got some late 70s jazzy vibes. I thought I heard
sexy.
a saxophone,
Yeah,
but I wasn't sure.
Some sexy
Saxy.
saxophone going on.
Saxy.
Do you want to know something about a sexy fact about that saxophone?
Tell me.
Do you know who's playing?
Bill Clinton.
No.
Who's playing?
Lou Marini
Yeah.
who you may know is a famous American saxophone player. Most known, he's the saxophone player in the Blues Brothers movie, which came out the following year.
Does that add points to it for you?
Well, actually, I was kind of like, oh.
Does that take points off the Blues Brothers movie?
Can I say, oh my God, her hair is so bad in this.
I've written hair goals, but in like a sarcastic gay kind of way.
Oh my God, it looks like someone has taken a fuzzy shrub. You know, someone's trying to like trim the bushes and they don't know how to use their whippersnipper, and they just completely just lopped the top of the bush off just in a straight line. It's so like, couldn't someone put some product on that?
I've given the song a 2, performance a 2, fashion a 5 for the hair and the dress.
Oh, I gave it a song 1, performance 1, fashion 1.
Wow, for a 3, that's a 12 all up. So, Liz, our winner of the night is Udo Jürgens with the song Mon Chéri, which scored a 48 out of 60.
Merci.
Followed by
Chéri.
Waterloo and Robinson with My Little World, getting a 45. They almost pulled off a victory there. And then our third favourite song was 1964, Udo Jürgens again with my favourite. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, you know what? I am so happy with those 3.
It's a good 3.
And may I say...
Fourth was also Udo Jürgens.
Woohoo! May I say... Mercy. Mercy.
Now there is one last
Mercy.
There is one last thing we have to talk about before we go
Shitty.
off the air tonight, which is who won the vote for Australia's favourite entry last week. Now I've got the numbers.
Yeah, okay. Tell me.
It was pretty close on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
It was almost level, but an Instagram
2
poll
excellent songs, yes.
has sealed it for drumroll please, Kate Miller-Heidke with Zero Gravity.
I'm not
She won 36 to 20 with about 11 write-in votes for Dami M. So there you have it. Australia, your choice was worldwide. Your choice.
I kind of knew that was going to happen. It's
a bit more iconic, I think.
Yeah,
Guy was great, but
oh my God, I love High so much.
And now it is time for comment of the week. Lay it on me, baby.
Woo! We have the Nathan J 2009.
Now, which video is this?
This is the 1979
Heute in Jerusalem.
He simply observed hair products have come a long way since 1979.
Agreed.
Yes, but what I want to leave you with is this other comment, which I just noticed, and I was like, oh, okay, just a little more thought-provoking.
A little more inspiring, maybe.
And this was on the... Udo 1960. And this was from Rechem Schreiber.
Hi, Rechem Schreiber.
From 1 year ago. This is, of course, Udo's win for Austria.
Yes.
And he's just made a note, the historical significance of this song cannot be underestimated. At this time, most Europeans still had a bitter aftertaste of World War II. Udo showed that German is not only a language to bark orders in. This was the push many Europeans needed to realise that German is also the language of Kant, Kafka, Mozart, and Beethoven.
That's beautiful.
And that's what Eurovision is about. Breaking down barriers and us coming together.
Grab your towels. It's time to
come together. Oh, you know who I'd come together with?
No, it's Udo Jürgens. Every man and his dog. Thank you for tuning in for another week. Somehow we've managed to take...
That's a lot.
About 20 years of Eurovision and squeeze just over 20 years and cram it into less than an hour.
Oh, good. Elbow 5.
COVID 5. Woo! Now, next week we will be back to do what I think is going to be probably the 80s through to 2000.
Yeah,
we'll see how we follow the same process as this week.
We'll see. Can I say to everyone out there, please, we're gonna put some of these film clips up on our Facebook. Go check them out. You really need to go back and experience these
the best part of going back through the history of Eurovision like we're doing is that I've noticed that it doesn't have to be all fireworks and wind machines. Yeah. And there are some really quality songs out there if you give them a listen.
Yeah.
Because that's all you really had back then was a listen. There wasn't a wild stage performance. So go back and appreciate the songs that came before.
Yeah. And can I say some of the vocal performances, even some of these songs that came last, if you pulled those kind of vocals today, you'd just be like, winner!
Yeah,
Chicken
exactly.
dinner!
100%.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. We're on Spotify, on iTunes. You know that. You're already listening.
Can people review us on like iTunes, Spotify?
If you would like to give us a review, you know how to do it.
Apparently that's important.
Yes, it is very important. You, most of all, reviews on our Facebook page are most appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
We will probably be back before next Friday
will we?
with the second part.
Maybe.
Who knows? We'll let you know on Instagram.
Oh, I gotta put my bra on like twice a week though. Oh.
That's the price you pay for the Douze Bubble. That's what you pay for our doozies. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye.
I want to put my bra on.